Welcome to Paralytic Activities Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things creepy, kooky, weird and spooky, all done with an ale or two. Welcome to Paralytic Activities Podcast.
Do you know what? He loves the attention, don't he, Stepani?
He's repeating himself.
He's always repeating himself. You can't get him off the air.
More repeats than Batman.
Welcome to Paralytic Activities Podcast, episode 18. It's not like an episode tonight, Neil, is it?
No.
We're just going to have a look at a roundup of 2023. Bit of light-hearted banter.
Like John Craven.
Yeah, that's news round, eh?
John Craven's Roundup.
Roundup, that's it. Oh, Woody's Roundup, Neil, from Toy Story.
Uh-huh.
How about that? Like I say, every week, this podcast is raw, it's rustic, and we don't edit nothing, do we, Neil? Because we don't have time.
John, we don't need to edit nothing.
Well, we do sometimes. A lot of people, if you do a professional podcast, they do a lot of editing. But I ain't got time for that. No, we ain't. We just ain't got the time, that's all.
Only joke.
Tonight, like I say, it's a roundup of 2023. Some of our shenanigans from the year. We're going to get our teeth into some cringiest, fakest, paranormal guff we've seen this year, because, Neil, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of guff.
You have to tell me, John.
A lot of guff. Seth Constantine, the Yorkshire exorcist, has a New Year message and some other shit thrown in. And I think the Riddler is going to send me a new cryptid fact to Neil. But
Yeah.
I ain't banking on it.
Why?
Because he's a busy lad, Neil.
Why's he busy?
Because he had a drink on New Year's Eve and he ain't recovered yet.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
he only had the one. And he had recovered.
Remember when he had the bag of wine gums on Boxing Day? You don't see him again until New Year.
This is true. I mean, he's only used to fruit pastels on, you know. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Neil, Christmas and New Year is DUN done. Did you have a good one?
I did. I did have a good one. I mean, on Christmas Day, I went round to R. Kelly's. Not the singer, John. You know.
Was Khalees there?
I believe I can fly.
I can believe I can touch the sky.
I think about mushrooms every night and day.
What do you think about mushrooms?
Oh, not mushrooms. Fucking what they called sprouts.
Sprouts.
It don't sound right, did it?
No.
Anyway, yeah, I went round our Kelly. Really lovely. Absolutely fantastic it was. Had a nice Boxing Day.
It's a good job. They going around R. Kelly's now. He's in jail.
I know it is, John.
You probably wouldn't even get sprouts. Saying that, though, he'd probably get a fucking T-bone steak. The way the prisons are these days.
I read in the paper the other day that he was sick to death of being in jail because it was too cold. And one of the wardens says, I'll put another bar on for you. You know, that's what the respect these famous people, don't they?
You can't beat a bit of prison humour, can you, people?
No.
Bit of prison humour. Yeah, so New Year, Neil, what did you do? Were you New Year, so I know exactly what you did.
Yeah, we went to the bottle, you know, New Year's Eve. John, every New Year.
The good Laverne and Bottle.
John, every New Year I get nervous, my palms are sweaty.
All right, Eminem. You didn't have any mum spaghetti as well, did you?
I get dead nervous, you know, and I'm on edge all night, you know what I mean?
But like Bono.
I think I'm suffering from mild anxiety. But yeah, it was good. We went out the back door and in the front there.
With a bit of coal.
And
he went to be on the bar, didn't he, Cole?
Then we went to the bottle.
Yeah. We wanted to go to Cafe Metro, didn't we?
We did.
But like a pair of prats, we already bought tickets for the bottle, and we didn't get any tickets for Cafe of the Metro.
Well, believe it or not, I don't have a drink after 11 o'clock because my liver was killing me.
Did you have a drink after 11 o'clock?
No.
What was you drinking then?
I was drinking cider. All right.
That's still a drink, Neil.
No, after 11, I never drunk nothing.
What about the Jagger bombs? You had more. You had more Mick Jagger bombs than Keith Richards.
John, that was before 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
Are you sure?
Yes. I never drunk nothing, John.
Who was there till
My
1?
liver was killing me. Honestly, I ain't drunk since.
What you got now, Neil?
Just a little shot of vodka with some maraschino cherries and diet lemonade.
Well, Neil, I did drink after 11 o'clock. I did drink after 12, but I think I drank after 1 as well.
Yeah.
And do you know what, Neil? I had a right hangover
Yeah.
on New Year's bloody
My
day.
day. My day, John.
And talking of hangovers, Neil, I found this little fact today on hangovers. This is from a 19th century Irish manuscript. The phrase massive hangover is written in the ancient Irish text of Ogham. The monk must have been having a very rough day. In other words, the exact translation is ale killed us. And that's what the monks used to say now.
John,
Massive hangover, la third, it's called.
it's a proof that alcohol is the worst you can put in your body, apart from a big dick.
Just tell that to Philip Schofield.
No, honestly, it is.
How do you know anyway?
I'm just saying.
How many times have you had a big dick in your
Oh,
body?
shut up, John. I'm just saying I won't fucking want a big dick. I'm just saying, like, you know, because they say drugs, this, that, and the other, but alcohol is one of the worst.
Don't believe in people. I know for a fact he's been ridden more than a fucking donkey at Blackpool.
Oh, shut up, Dick Splat. Unbelievable. How dare you put rumours like that about me?
Neil, you got to earn a crust.
Earn a crust.
Yeah, you've got to earn a crust. So anyway, we're going to do a little review of the year, are we, kid? All things paranormal, things that we've done, and some of the little bits thrown in with some guests. Neil, we're just gonna crack on. Neil, where have we been this year? I'm now asking you every time that you've got a memory like a bloody goldfish.
I have.
Where have we been this year? And I'm covering my pages so you can't see.
Where have we been this year?
Yeah, on paranormal excursions, on ghost chasing.
Yeah. Okay then.
Or as our good friend Kate Sherrill will say, ghost bothering.
Stop you. I'm thinking now.
I'm name dropping, Neil. I'm name dropping.
Tinton Abbey.
Yeah.
That one. Carol runs.
Who's Carol?
What's it called, John? My mind's gone mad. You know, that Russ Bevan takes over now. And the lovely...
the ancient ram. Yeah,
ancient ram.
Yeah, we only went there for a walk around with good old Leanne.
Good old Leanne. We went to the Sherwood Forest experience. No, Robin Hood experience, sorry.
That's 3 he's got wrong straight away.
A Robin Hood experience. Tinton Abbey.
That's why I got a big red buzzer, Neil.
Smedic Baths. You Smedic Baths?
We did, yes, we did.
Went to Smedic Baths.
It's closed now.
I know it is, yeah.
Gutted. That
gutted
place.
as well.
No, it's not gutted, Neil. I'm gutted.
Oh.
Phenomenal place, eh?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've been to the house that cries. Old Gresdale.
I didn't know that the house that cries used to be a massive export in this country for onions.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. That's why they call it the house that cries.
John, even the light bulbs are fucking onions.
Now, apparently, the house that cries is called that because they found water on the floor, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they didn't know where it was coming from. And the spooky thing is, Neil, that all the timbers on the roof are made from old ships.
Yeah, yeah.
The old shipping timbers. So maybe the water has absorbed into them timbers and just drips down on a regular basis.
What are you saying? It's up for sale.
Is it? Yeah, Neil, we went to the abandoned church in Tintern. That was a great day. That was a great vlog. Check it out on YouTube. I'm going to say that to every single one. Okay. We need more views. We don't get a lot. We went to the hospital, Neil, in Wales with Wednesbury Paranormal, Russ and the boys.
Was that last year?
Bron Y Garth. Yes, Neil, that was last year.
Could have been early last year.
It was early last year, Neil. It was.
January
or February, and it was fucking freezing. Remember?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I remember it.
I remember that. Do you know what a fantastic location that was? It was absolutely bloody huge. We don't even touch the cusp of how big it was. You know what I mean? Yeah. We investigated a few little places, but before you know it, it was midnight, and Neil needed his beauty sleep.
John, I had to drive back 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. You needed your beauty sleep. So
I'm not going to fall asleep driving around them cliffs, John.
But fantastic locations. We didn't get anything really paranormal in both places, though, did we? Really?
No.
Not what I can remember, anyway. And there was Smedic Baths. Now that's a different kettle pot of fish. And it, Neil, that place, even though you're never going to get the chance to probably investigate it now, is absolutely phenomenal. Neil, tell a little bit of history about Smedic Baths and what went on there back in day.
Back in today. Well, under the baths, they have got a plague pit, haven't they?
Yeah.
But it's been like the chute where they used to throw the bodies down. That's still there. Apparently, there's hundreds of bodies buried under spirit box.
Covered in concrete, Neil.
Covered in concrete.
Yeah.
Concrete evidence as well, John. You know that?
You are?
Concrete evidence, that is.
Concrete evidence, which is good because another room just down the corridor was an old police interrogation room, yeah, with an hole in the roof where they used to throw them down there and all, Neil.
I know they did, I know. But then, like, back in the day, like, they used to have, like, underground boxing there, don't they?
Bare knuckle, Neil, bare knuckle.
Apparently the Craig twins used to go there.
Yeah, the Craig twins.
The Craig twins.
Oh, sorry, Ronnie and Reggie, Neil, yeah?
Yeah.
Ronnie and Reggie, them
used to go there. And then it was, like, before it was the Baths, it used to be, like, a concert hall.
Yeah.
And, like, the people like the Kings have played there. The Beatles have played there. The Faces have played there.
Remember the story about the Beatles, Neil, what he told us?
Yeah.
Go on then, fire away.
Something about it was late at night and the Beatles played there before. There was massive, obviously.
Was it just before they went to Germany or when they just come back?
I don't know. It was very early in the career and they played there. And John Lennon goes to the owner. Any chance we can keep in your one of your rooms tonight?
Is that your scouse, Neil?
Yeah.
Go on, let's have another blast of Neil's scouse.
Hey, is there a chance you can keep in one of your rooms tonight?
Hey, la.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Kid.
Peter Beardsley, Kevin Keegan.
Yeah. And the gaffer of the place at the time was a right twat. He went, peace off on your bike.
Yeah.
And
they never went back, did they?
No, they didn't. But there's a signed photo in one of them. Remember that, John?
I do, yeah.
And from when they was there.
I'm surprised you didn't nick it, Neil.
John, I would love to have nicked it. But I wouldn't. I ain't like that, you know what I mean? And when that used to have discos there, there's a certain young man who is now a very, very famous DJ, Pete Waterman.
I thought you were going to say Pete Tong.
No, Pete Waterman. He started his career there. And because he was with the Mods and Rockers, that used to be a lot of trouble and all this.
Mods and Rockers. Was Phil Daniels there?
He ended up having to have a bouncer. And his bouncer was Joint Haystack, John.
Who's that then, the wrestler?
Yeah. Joint Haystack.
I know, but I'm trying to explain. The listeners might not know what you're on about.
Joint Haystack.
He used to fight Big Daddy every Saturday afternoon.
Every week.
Welcome to World of Sports. I'm Dickie Davis. And today we got some wrestling straight from Smithy Baths. We got Giant Haystacks farting, have a guess. Big Daddy.
Again.
That's all it was, wasn't it? Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, and now and again, Kendall Nakasaki would turn up.
Kendall Nakasaki. What a name.
Yeah, but love Smithy Baths. And the last time we went, we did actually get some decent evidence. We got footsteps outside the door. We got some... one of the lights kept tripping down all the time.
Yeah.
What else did we get now? We had some our names come through the old spirit box and through the old necrophonic, if you want to believe the apps and all that kind of stuff. But I love that place. I'm gutted we can't go back.
It's a shame, man. Really.
Absolutely bloody gutted. We also went to Wilderholt Manor. Me and the Riddler went with Wednesday Paranormal, and the Robin Hood experience down there with Mr. Gary Barland himself.
Yeah, it was that was an experience.
It was an experience, I can tell you that, especially from the curator. There's a ghost in every room, and there's 12 rooms, Neil. A ghost in every room. It's like 13. If there's 13 rooms, if you use the bloody where the tillies, it'd be like the house had 13 ghosts, Neil.
I just lost interest when there's a dummy of Friar Tuck Shop.
Yeah,
sitting there with his bald head, right? And he went, yeah. He went, he likes to feel the girls' arses. Oh, come on, man.
How can a mannequin feel anybody's arse?
Come on. We know it's him. And he's like, oh, that was Friday, that was.
Yeah.
Dirty bastard.
He probably dresses up as him now when no one's about.
He probably does.
And pretend to be a mannequin as soon as a bird walks by. Hey! Have some of that like Sid James off the Carry On films.
Oh, but it's a dirty git.
But it's what done me, Neil, when he said there was a mannequin with a deer's head on its bonce.
Yeah.
And he goes, the one day I come in here and the deer's head winked at me, and Jack, Gary Poundland, looked at me and he looked at Luke, and I went, "It's got no bastard eyelids. How can it wink?"
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? He's off his fruit.
He was, yeah.
Off his fruit. But I reckon, Neil.
Bless him.
I reckon the best place we went last year was the Haunted Museum in Stoke.
Fantastic place, John.
I advise anybody, if they do want to go on a ghost hunt, or even just go and check it out as a museum, You need to book, obviously. You can't just turn up, you have to book. I recommend it wholeheartedly. And I think personally that we had our best proof of the paranormal, Neil.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we all sit on the fence. We all sit on the fence more than crows. And we were very all skeptical, a lot of us. But what happened that night, we only caught a little bit of a DVP, which is a direct voice phenomena. See how I know all my stuff, Neil? I'm quite impressed, I am.
Yeah.
A DV direct voice phenomena. And we didn't hear it, but the camera did.
Yeah.
And it was in the room with us somewhere. And it got picked up. So please go and check out that bloody video as well.
Yeah.
Haunted Museum in Stoke. Great place.
As you say, like, the place is bloody fantastic. Even if you don't get any activity there, you've got to go there for all the stuff that he's got there, which is pretty phenomenal. You know, he's got like Cloggy's Clogs, Asian.
Cloggy's Clogs from the Ghost Train at Blackpool.
Yeah. He's got a letter from Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
That apparently Jeffrey Dahmer used to keep this letter in his cell. And apparently he wanted to start museum. He must have paid a fortune for it, to be honest.
He must have done, Neil. It's made out of skin. Made out of skin. I shouldn't joke.
But yeah, he's got that much stuff, and it's just fantastic.
But you missed, he's got Lorraine. I said it, Neil. First time. Lorraine and Ed Warren, some of their stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And even things from The Conjuring, the Conjuring 2, Annabelle. I think the nun's there somewhere, hanging around.
But the Goldberg.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. That is about my interest in Sister Act completely done.
I've never watched it, John.
That don't surprise me, Neil. That does not.
Is that the one where she gets a bad stomach? Is that the one?
Sister Act.
No, Nuns on the Runs.
No, that's not. It wasn't nuns on the Runs with Robbie Coltrane. Rest in peace, Robbie. Have some of that.
Bless him.
Yeah, but it's a great place to go and investigate, and even go and check out the artifacts from all over the world. Neil, there's cursed dolls there from like Tonga and Kenya and places like that.
Oh, no.
Voodoo shit.
That is proper voodoo shit.
And that is where we caught the voice, Neil.
Yeah.
The dark part of that building.
Have you seen House Ventura?
I have.
Tribe.
Oh yeah.
It's all cursed.
I don't think the Woodchucky tribe was voodoo, Neil.
John. Telling me that I voodoo.
No, that's just their dance and singing, Neil.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You get voodoo in Haiti and places like that.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? You don't get it with the Woodchucky. They might do, Neil. At the end of the day, they've got a white bat.
You know what?
Anything's possible.
My mate's dad was a massive dart throw. There's a bit of dart on tonight. Massive dart throw. He was 99 years of age, John.
Was he? Who?
And he went to 80.
Did he?
Yeah, he wanted to be 180.
but yeah, check out the Haunted Museum in Stoke. I think we're going to go back this year, aren't we, Neil?
Yeah.
But I think our next ones are going to be Woodchester Mansion.
Oh, God.
The Ice Box.
Yeah, I'm definitely wrapping up for that one.
And Guyscliffe Mansion, even though Guyscliffe is flooded.
I know,
it's flooded.
Today.
Adrian King was there in his wellies.
I know.
In his canoe.
He was. Even his puffer had gone out.
his vape. His vape.
I'd pop out of the sail and unroll it.
Yeah, so please, people, go and check out Paralytic Activities on YouTube if you want to watch some fun, honest, paranormal-related videos with a little bit of evidence I've thrown in. If you do that, you'll do for us.
You certainly will.
Simple as that, Neil. Neil, have you noticed we haven't done a paranormal aisle tonight?
We
haven't done a paranormal aisle, Neil, because we're on the wagon, ain't we?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say we're on the wagon. We'll probably have a couple of beers Friday. But we're just giving our livers a rest.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Obviously, people get, oh, no, yeah, no, mate. No, yeah, no, mate. Gonna lose weight, haven't you? I ain't said nothing to nobody. Nothing, John.
Nothing.
I've been pumping on the last 2 days.
Is that your nickname, buddy? No, that's actually a good way of losing weight, to be fair.
Oh.
It is.
What?
Pumping.
I don't, John, pump the arm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. My biceps. Killing me.
So there you go, Neil. Please, everybody, go and check it out. on YouTube, and you won't be bloody disappointed. I can tell you
That.
that. Any road. Moving on. Neil, we haven't heard from our good friend, the Riddler Walker, in a long, long time.
I know that.
So,
Where's he been hiding, you?
I don't know where he's been hiding. Let's hope he wasn't hiding with this cryptid tonight. So, tonight's cryptid factor, people, is presented by Luke One Take, the Riddler Walker, and it is about the Mongolian death worm. Check this out.
All right, me mons. It's been a while, ain't it? Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Cryptid Factor. Now strap in, because we're off to the Gobi Desert to meet the Mongolian death worm. Now, when I first heard about this, it reminded me a little bit of Beetlejuice, the big sandworms things. But apparently, it's shaped like a sausage about 2 foot long. It's got no head or legs, which is why it's a worm. It's obviously, and it's so poisonous that even just to touch it is instant death. And it lives in one of the most desolate parts of the Gobi Desert, apparently. Now, I would think that a desert is desolate all over. Now, this Mongolian death worm was described in 1922. Now, in 1932, there was a publication of information in a book called The New Conquest of Central Asia, which I will never read. I doubt you'll read it either, because it sounds absolutely fucking boring. This could actually be real. I don't know. It could be. I've never been to the Gobi Desert. I don't know how big it is. I imagine it's massive. And it's full of sand, and it's easy to get underneath the sand. This could be real. But nobody's ever been able to spot one. Nobody's, officially, nobody's ever been able to, bring one back, record somebody getting it a bit of a touch. So I don't know. It could be real. It could. I'm on the fence. I don't know. But what do y'all think? Let us know. Tell all me mons. All right, me.
Can't get rid. Him and Nick. So yeah, Neil, that is the Riddler's in kind of his version or his thoughts on the Mongolian death worm from the Gobi Desert, Neil.
John, when you see these films, you see these like documentaries.
Yeah.
Where they're in the desert and all of a sudden they come across a skull.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. That might have been that worm,
Well, if it's a worm, Neil, it'll have no bones.
And what about that? They never found it and killed him.
Oh, I see. Like touched it and
it's got no head.
No, it's got to have an head, Neil.
You should say it's got no head.
No, it ain't got like it must have everything has got a head somewhere. Even a worm's got a head.
Where?
On its neck.
Where, John?
But it's got a head. It's got to have a head in it. It's got to have an head.
Why?
You probably can't see. It ain't got like a nose and ears.
What's that fucking head, is it?
What was that? Well, it's got a worm head then. It's got a worm head.
A worm head, yeah. This is just round. A bit like a stump when you have your leg off.
Do you know what, Neil? If Luke says that it's like a big 2-foot sausage, it's a good job he ain't crawl through bloody Coronation Street because Fred Elliott would get his hands on that.
Yeah.
Do you lick your own sausages? Do you lick your own sausages? I tell you.
That's the Gobi Desert.
Fred Elliott would love the Mongolian death worm, Neil,
would,
I can tell you that. Neil, so this animal was actually based on a short story by some Russian paleontologist, and he studies fossils in the Gobi Desert, and he wrote that he heard the legend of Algui Kukui. That's how it's pronounced, Neil. Many times, but nobody has ever claimed to have seen it. Now, in 1992, Ivan Mackerel.
Ivan Mackerel?
Yeah. Ivan Mackerel led a small group of companions in the Gobi Desert to search for the worm because it was inspired by Frank Herbert's novel June. Now, in the film, Neil, and in the novel, there's a massive worm in the sand.
Is that what it's about, June Sons?
No, I don't know what it's about. I've never watched it. But it's about fictional sandworms, Neil, and you can bring it to the surface by rhythmic thumping. You're supposed to, tap the sand,
Yeah.
and it'll pop up and say hello, like.
Say
hello. I mean, you could just take Jumanji there. That could do the thumping for you. And just sit back on your deck chair, catch a few rays. A New Zealand television entertainment reporter, David Afaria of TV3 News, took part in an expedition in August 2009, but came up empty-handed as well. He conducted interviews with locals claimed to have seen the worm and mentioned what worm did he see then? The dirty get. Do you know what I mean?
Well, 2 foot long.
And he mentioned it on his website. And he also said that the sightings of the worm peaked in 1950, Neil. 1950. Now, the worm is commonly cited as the inspiration for the graboids, whatever that is. I don't know. But it's a monstrous villain designed for the Tremors film.
Yeah.
You know, with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And official Dungeons and Dragons material features a creature called the Purple Worm, which similarly burrows underground and uses a potent poison to kill its prey.
Is that the one with Dungeon Mastering?
Dungeons and Dragons, yeah. But I don't think it's the TV show. It was the game, Neil, which was totally different to having Dungeon Master. You know what I mean? Now, the Mongolian Deathworm is also a 2010 television film that aired on May the 8th, 2010, on the Sci-Fi Channel. Now, also, the Deathworm is the name for a Mongolian warlord and enemy of Michelangelo in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic series, The Last Ronin, The Lost Years by IDW Publishing. So, Neil, this worm has got around. He's been everywhere. Everyone's had a good touch of this 2-foot sausage.
Who's had a touch of it?
Huh?
Do you mean
I don't mean they've touched it, but they've touched onto it. You know, they've heard about the kind of the tales of it. Yeah. You know, don't forget, like these cryptids are all word of mouth, aren't they? And people have just, I like the sound of that. It's a 2-foot sausage. What can kill you by touching it? You know what I mean? Wow. We know a few people like that.
You know.
So there you go. Cheers, Ridlap. Thanks for that.
Cheers, Luke.
That was absolutely bloody fantastic. And it's good to have him back, Neil.
It was.
It's good to have him back because he's been away for a while.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I hadn't even heard of him. Not a sausage. Not a sausage.
Anyway, that's a good link, that is.
Oh, cheers.
Let's go back to our little review of 2023.
Yes.
This is a little section I like to call, we used to do on our other podcast, Neil.
Yeah.
Para not normal. Not paranormal, Neil. Para not normal. It's where we have our little kind of, we get our little, we have a beef, don't we? We get our gripes out. You know, we have a bit, what's the word?
Banter.
Get it off your chest.
Yeah, a bit of a moan.
Because, you know, the paranormal field itself, a lot of people, you know, it's like Marmite ate. Some love it, some hate it.
Yeah.
We love it, don't we?
I love it, I do.
You know, we love it, but, you know, there is people who don't like it. Now, this year, there has been more ghosts, demons, poltergeist, etc., captured this year than ever.
I ain't never seen one. I've never seen no evidence.
Neil, I've saw hundreds and hundreds of videos where they've captured ghosts on camera or paranormal attacks, demon attacks. But, Neil, I'm sorry to break this to you. It's all bullshit. It's all fake. And this year has been kind of the height of paranormal fakery, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I've watched loads through the year. And more for my own, just so I can vent, so I can, like, you know, what the fucking hell's going on here? Why are they doing that? What, that would never happen. That is Doesn't happen like that. Paranormal is nothing like that at all. But how are these people catching this? How are they faking it so clearly?
John, trouble is, with the technology these days, you can do a lot.
You can.
You know?
And even now with this AI stuff, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
But here are a few of my favourites from 2023, Neil. I'm gonna start off with our good friend from Help My House is Haunted, the one and only Barry Guy. You know which one I'm about? You know Barry Guy is down now.
Of course I do, John.
Turns up to these investigations, to these haunted locations, haunted houses, haunted bus stops, haunted butchers. Might find the bloody 2-foot sausage there. You never know. But for some reason, there's no one else there apart from him and the ghosts, and obviously the other people from Out My House is Haunted. But why is he wearing a bulletproof vest?
Seriously?
Neil is always wearing a bulletproof vest, like he's about to go into battle.
Boy?
I watched one the other day. He was wearing a tactical vest. Illuminous. It looked like he was going to go and go ape. I thought he was going to walk him onto a zip line and throw him down a zip line, like, you know what I mean? Oh, why is he wearing that shit? Why?
I'll be saying nothing to him. You know what I mean?
Neil, I think it's his look. He's always done it. Why he wants to wear a bulletproof vest or a stab vest, I will never ever know, because it makes you look bloody ridiculous. All you got is a K2.
What would you do, Johnny, if a knife come floating through the air at you?
Well, if you was at 30 East Drive, it may well do. It happened to Yvette Fielding.
Oh yeah,
it could happen to you.
Could do. I'm gonna start wearing one, John. I get one to fit me.
So this year alone, people, on Help My House is Haunted, which I used to have a lot of respect for. I used to watch it, but then now it's just turned daft, just like they all do. And it's pure bullshit, in my opinion. But first of all, they've done the Help My House is Haunted, the celebrity one, Neil. And there was at Toya Wilcox's house.
Yeah.
And Toya Wilcox was saying that her house is very haunted. And even Rula Lenska passed out in the cellar. I reckon it was a wine cellar, Neil.
Yeah.
That's what I reckon. But good old Barry, in the dark, in the cellar, in the night vision, he starts to get choked by an invisible force.
Yeah.
And he starts to cry, Neil, because he'd grabbed his windpipe.
John, that was Toya Wilcox.
It was, yeah.
It was. Back in the punk days.
Oh, Barry, you bastard. Take your bulletproof vest on, will you? I reckon he was going around toys, Neil, nicking all the cutlery, putting them in all them pockets.
Oh,
yeah. You know, candelabra, have some of that. You know, silver coaster, have some of that. Back into these tactical pockets, you need a bulletproof vest. But the one where I love, Neil, was they was doing this investigation of an house what's got a so-called poltergeist. Now, I'm just going to set the scene. You got Ian Lawman, not the Yorkshire Exorcist. Our good friend Jan Harris. We'll leave her alone. She's fine by me. And Barry Guy was in a room on his own on the night vision, and he goes, "Oh, I can feel there's a presence here." All of a sudden, Neil, he takes a thump to the face, an invisible thump to the face, and when you see it, it's the worst acting I have ever seen.
I've been trying to find it, John. I can't find it.
He doesn't get thumped. He throws himself to the floor, and his spirit box in his hand. He also chucks that at the same time. Do you know what I mean? He chucks it across the room. Have some of that. I got punched in face. Didn't I?
What he said?
He does tonight.
No,
he does tonight, Neil. And I'm sat there thinking, oh, God, Barry, do me a bloody favour. What on earth are you doing? Shit like that does not happen, never has and never will. And you're on a TV show, even though the TV show, fair play, they do say it's for entertainment purposes only, but that's taking the piss. It should be Carry On, Help My House is Haunted. We see the ghost of Sid James.
Well, you know, like all this fake, you know, John, it does get people places because he's picked up another 2 TV shows now. One's called Help My Jury's Aching, and they're Punch for the Guy. Yeah. I was by Stephen Mullen, both of them.
Barry on Screaming.
Barry on Screaming.
And I'm watching it, Neil, going, do you know what? Why did we even bother? Now, these are respected paranormal investigators, Neil. They have their own teams. They take people out and guests, and people pay them. and they're doing this fakery on film just for views. That's all it is, Neil. Just for
John,
views, and it boils my piss.
That's what I mean, John. That's what we don't get loud because we're straight as a dog.
Because we don't get nothing,
Yeah.
Neil. No one's going to watch nothing. That's why we
Exactly.
try and be entertaining, crack a few jokes, have
yeah.
a beer, you know.
And then all this bullshit of all these paranormal teams. I'm not knocking anybody, but and then they'll get like 20,000 views for something that is so pathetic.
Yeah.
And it just boils my piss.
Well, our good friend Ian Lawman, but our ex-good friend Ian Lawman, he sits in the car while they're driving to the location, and he's already knows what he's dealing with, even though he hasn't been told about the haunting or anything like that. And the one with the Barry Guy one, he goes, I feel there's a lot of dead bodies at this location as he's driving past the cemetery.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Put two and two together,
Yeah.
right, kid? Put the two and two together. But then, over on TikTok, Neil, this new kind of a YouTube channel and TikTokers called Smug Puppy have turned up, Neil.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody Smug Puppy. I have never seen so much crap in my entire life.
Really?
Now, also, they do say, Neil, it is it's all for entertainment purposes, but they also do state that our house has been haunted for 25 years. For 25 years, Neil. It has demons, it has poltergeists, it has ghosts, it has spirits, it has imps. It's probably got Claypole from Rent a Ghost hanging around somewhere. But Neil, I was watching it thinking, are these taking the piss? It is so bad, it's unbelievable. Some of the shit what happens in this house is unbelievable.
Well, you know what they say, don't you, John? You get a lot of crap from a puppy, don't you?
Yeah, you do, especially a smug one.
Put two and two together.
But they are trying so hard, Neil, to make you. They even try and act through it all. The whole family's involved. Now, he's a big dude. He's got a gammy leg. Obviously, it don't work, and he spends all day making bloody faked paranormal videos. And if he's making money from it, fair enough. But if you comment on his videos, one, he'll either block you, or two, he'll try and say, no, this is really happening. But clearly, it's fake. You know, all these debunkers on YouTube, Beardo, The Shape, Side-Eye Guy, they've told him millions of times that it's the most fakest shit, and he still claims that it's all happening in his house. Even though you can clearly see that it's edited, it's masked with all these internet jargon and editing and all that. It is unbelievable, Neil. And do you know what? I always comment on it. It's like the last one. I go, do you know what? I enjoyed that video. The acting was better than EastEnders.
Yeah.
You know, don't ever get back to me, though.
Wow.
No, never do. Never do.
Why not?
I have no idea, Neil. But if you go on TikTok or YouTube and find Smug Puppy and watch some of their videos, do you know the most disturbing thing I've saw on there?
Well,
And it disturbed me so much, Neil, that I had to comment on it. The most disturbing thing about Smug Puppy is the house they live in is a shithole.
really?
It's an absolute shithole, Neil. Now, in my opinion, they don't need a priest. They don't need someone to come round and bless the house. All they need is Dion Dublin and his makeover team to get in there and decorate the bloody place because it's a shithole. Neil, I can't believe it. Everybody puts stop making ghost videos and do your wallpapering. Do you know what I mean? But there you go. But that's kind of the state paranormal is in at the moment. You can go on YouTube and Nuke's Top 5, Really Haunted, and all these kind of programs, Twin Paranormal, a lot of them, and they're all bullshit now. But they're getting millions and millions of views.
All the public amateur.
This is where I'm just going to now, because on this Smug Puppy page, Neil, you'd have 6 people saying you're bloody faking it all, but you'll have 10 to 20 people saying it's real, you need to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That is the problem.
Yeah.
It's the followers I worry about more than anything. They can carry on making these fake videos. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun, that's all. But people are believing it, Neil. People believe it. And that's the scary part, Neil. It's like they get their own little cult. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their own little cult. Anyway, Neil, I'd like to get that little bit off my chest there. So we're just going to lighten the mood with a little story here from our good friend orange here sat to my
Me?
right. Yeah. It is time, people, for orange spills the juice. Now, we all know that orange is the most unluckiest, clumsiest person we know. Neil, what is this story you're about to tell us?
This was last year, actually, John. I never really saw this one, but it's only a short story. But one
Good.
day, well, the one day I needed to get rid of the bed upstairs. It was one of these beds that's got the motor on, like a disabled bed type thing, John. And it was broke and slashed up and everything. So I thought I'm gonna smash it up in the bedroom, right? I couldn't. It was too heavy to drag downstairs by myself because John was too busy to help me. So he never helped me.
Unbelievable.
So like what I did, it took me ages to smash it up, John. There's a motor underneath it, and I'll just smash it up with this hammer. And it was like trying to get the bits off the side, bits off and all that, all the fabric and everything everywhere. And I thought, I ain't going to carry this downstairs, John. You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do, Neil?
I'm going to lob it out the bedroom window.
As you do.
Onto the front garden. Right? Quick and easy. It was quick and easy because it was about 6-7 foot long, this bed.
Now, you must have some strength to do it on your own.
I did, yeah. And so I'm there throwing it out the window. Throwing his wood out the window, put his headboard out the window, for about 20 minutes, John. The last bit of the side of the bed, it had all fabric on it with all staples. And I've ripped all the staples off it. I've ripped the fabric off, but there's still some on the side of the wood.
Yeah.
I'm knackered now. So I've threw it out the window. It's gone down, right? But one of the staples stuck to my trouser leg off the fabric, and it was still attached to the wood.
Yeah.
So as I've gone down, it swung inwards and gone straight through the living room window. I thought I'd be heading my dad, because that's where he sits.
Jesus Christ.
John, it was horrendous, because I couldn't get up it. I know when it snagged, what was going to happen. I know I was waiting for the smash, Yeah, I'm straight through the bloody living room window. I got downstairs. The plank of wood was in the living room. My dad's head was on the floor now. My dad had gone. I don't even know where my dad had gone. He was sitting there drinking his coffee. But all glass inside the house.
You probably David noticed, Neil.
Probably Dave.
Not if David Dickinson's on doing the real deal. Yeah. Forget it. You wouldn't even know.
It was still swinging in the house. On the bottom floor, in the living room, through the window. My dad had put a cup of coffee on it for some reason. Carried on watching the telly.
Neil, he's lucky.
Why?
You could have bearded him.
Oh, John, I would have done. He swung right in. The staple stuck to my trouser leg. And he's just gone, woo! And it's snagged. It's just gone in.
It's a good job you had Aggie at the window as well.
John, well, it would have been a strong bed, John. If I throw them out the window, yeah, maybe.
Neil, we've only got a text message. Actually, it's not a text message. It's a voice message, Neil.
John, we're not doing a show here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell him to wait.
Neil, I can't. It's off our good friend.
Who?
Seth Constantine.
Really?
Yeah, he just sent me a voice message.
Oh, it's him slagging us off again, eh?
The Yorkshire Exorcist people has just sent me a voice message. Neil, let's have a listen to what he's got to say.
I'll be out swearing.
Hello, a little message from me to you over at Paralytic Activities. Happy New Year, you pair of buggers. Don't you start resurrecting the dead again like you did last year. We're going to have none of those funny business shenanigans this year, because I tell thee, if I have to clear up after you two again, you're going to get a right good thump up the chop holes. Happy New Year, you little buggers, and everybody that listens to me ramblings all over the Paralytic Activities podcasts. The power of Christ compels thee to have a lovely, fantastic 2024. 10 are you, daft aphids.
Oh, cheers.
Nice bloke.
It's Neil. He's a bloody lovely bloke. That's what he is.
I thought he was a big raver for us.
Well, that's our good friend, Seth Constantine, the Yorkshire Exorcist, Neil. And he just sent us a little Happy New Year kind of thing, really. And to all you listeners.
Well, at least he's being nice to us. He likes us, really, though.
He does. He loves us, Neil, because he's local. He likes to have a laugh.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
And that's what it's all about, having a laugh, Neil. Neil, we've nearly done 50 minutes.
Yeah.
We need to move on because it is time, Neil. I know you like it, son.
Would you flip the bean?
No, no, no. You do like a good milkshake, don't you?
I love a good milkshake.
Get your choppers around this. Yummy. It's time for flip the screen, Neil.
Yes, you.
Time for flip the screen. It's like I say, it's a look back on 2023 and the best and worst horrors of the year. In my opinion, Neil, in my humble opinion, it's been one of the worst years for horror films.
Really?
I don't think there's been one what stood out at all for 2023.
I don't think I've watched any.
That don't surprise me. So I'll do this little section on my own then. Neil, this is some of the best I've saw. Saw X was a good film. Wasn't the best at the series, at the franchise, in my opinion, but it wasn't bad. The Nun 2, Neil.
Yeah.
Old Valak came and made another appearance. Again, it wasn't a bad horror film, but I still think the Nun one was better.
Right.
The Last Voyage of the Demeter, Neil. Have you got any idea what this film is about? The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
What's is it electric Demeter?
No, it's not an electric Demeter, Neil. Our good friend, we saw him last year at the Paramount. Our good friend Neil Story, he knows everything about Bram Stoker
Yeah, he does.
and Dracula. And the boat Dracula caught from Transylvania all the way to Whitby was called the Demeter.
Oh, right then.
Yeah. And on the Demeter, Dracula killed everybody on it.
Okay.
And the film was about that. The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It had promise. It was eerie. It was very atmospheric and all that. But one, it wasn't gory enough. Two, it wasn't scary. But it was a good 6 out of 10 film for me. It's watchable. I'd watch it again, Neil. I'd watch it again just for how atmospheric it was.
I do like Dracula, actually.
Yeah.
I do, Joe.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, you know what I mean?
Go on then.
I'm just saying.
Oh, was that it? I thought
Yeah.
there's some kind of gag coming.
No.
No, I like a bit of Dracula. I like to put a good Dracula film and get my teeth rolled into it.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
used to love Ray Reader.
Yeah.
Cracking snooker player.
And now he's the manager of Villa.
He is, yeah.
And he gets around, though. He gets around. No wonder Villa plays so many night games now.
I know. He's right, yeah. Can't get battered.
Another film there was called The Barbarian.
Yeah.
Which was a weird old film where this guy went into an Airbnb with this bird, and they found this secret stairs. What went down under a tunnel, and there was like a video set up and a bed. But what's going on down there? There's some snuff movies, but now there's a big massive creature down there, Neil.
Yeah.
Or not a creature; it was just a big massive, gangly, naked woman with her tits out.
You're single.
Neil, she was hideous. She was hideous. Her tits were like Droopy's ears.
Well,
I mean, I don't care how hideous you are, or how mental you are, or how disturbed you are, or demented. Put some clothes on, love. Go around killing people. You don't have to do it in the stop bollock naked, dear.
was she Buffy the Vampire, was it?
In the buffet. But a lot of people now are going to go, I'm going to go check this film out.
Oh, no.
They'll be like, let's check out the Barbarian. There's some naked, demented woman with the tits out. Trust me, you won't be you won't be getting the tissues and the cream out for that one. I can say, well, some people might. Sick bastards. You never know. Neil. What was that, Neil? You weren't watching the dance tonight. I'm off. Another film in the Evil Dead franchise came out, Neil, called Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
Now, anybody who knows the Evil Dead films, it's always set in a cabin. So it's always set in the woods. But this one was set in a multi-story building, which for me killed it. I hated it. I didn't hate the film. I hated the fact that it wasn't in the woods and it wasn't in a cabin the way Evil Dead should be. It was in a bloody block of flats.
Is that why it's called Evil Dead Rise?
High-rise flats, Neil. Exactly. But it had some good moments. There's one scene in it. I don't really one who dishes out the spoilers or anything. But she's all fucked up. She got the demon inside her. And this lad fell on the floor in the kitchen. and she jumps down, as you do, claws out, manky teeth, blood everywhere. And now, but guess what? She attacks him with Neil. Now, just imagine this: your legs out, you're trying to crawl away, and this psycho, demented demon, deadite bitch has picked up a cheese grater.
Okay, no.
She gets a cheese grater, slaps it on the back of a calf, and scrapes it down her leg.
Oh, God.
Just the thought of that. That was probably the best bit, to be honest. But yeah, but there was one film of the year, Neil, where I did like, and it was original, and it's called Cobweb. Now, you think Cobweb is about spiders. There is some kind of spiders in it, but it's nothing really to do with the film. Cobweb is a 2023 American horror film directed by Samuel Bodin, and it was his directorial debut. And it follows a young boy raised by overprotective parents who suddenly hears noises coming from behind the wall in his bedroom, Neil.
Yeah.
And that's all it's about. So this little boy hears these noises, and that's a bit freaky anyway, like banging. Then all of a sudden he starts hearing a voice coming from behind his wall in the bedroom.
Mm.
And now this voice is saying, I am your sister. Yeah. And your parents are evil and they brick me up inside this wall. So it's a bit like, what's going on here?
Mm.
And this voice starts telling him to do stuff. And he goes, you need to kill mom and dad because they're evil. So he poisons the mom and dad, the little boy does. Yeah. And he while they're dying, even though they don't die at that time, he finds a secret door behind the cupboard and lets his sister out. Neil, it's his sister. It's this demented, deranged monster with long hair, and she says it might be, I don't know, but it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but it's really good. It is a good, and she goes on a killing spree. Great, yeah, really good film. I'll give that a good solid 8 out of 10 now for Cobweb because it kept you guessing right till the end, and there's some really good jump scares in it, and kicks ass at the end, and I enjoyed that.
That sounds good. That does.
But let's get on to the worst, Neil. Some of the worst films I saw this year, Neil. The Pope's Exorcist, starring Russell Crowe. It's supposed to be about a true exorcist. I can't remember his name. Wrote a book, and in the film is some of the things what happened. A lot of bollocks. Never happened, have any. Typical. Some things might have happened, but they're so exaggerated in the film that it makes it not believable. So I threw that in the bin. Insidious, The Red Door. So looking forward to this film. Love 1, love 2. 3 was all right. 4, don't remember it. But this was going to end the Insidious kind of franchise. And it was absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I don't even want to talk about it. It upsets me. I had sleepless nights over it now.
What was that?
No, I was that disappointed. Neil. And then we get on to a film that was the biggest joke of the year, The Meg 2, The Trench. Jason Statham kicking giant megalodons in the face.
Where does he work out in?
Yeah, I don't know. Pure gym, maybe. Fitness first. Fitness first. But there's a scene where a massive 60-foot megalodon comes out the sea with a mouth as big as anything, just about to chomp on Jason Statham. He picks up a big stick and stabs him. I'll kid you not.
Sounds like a cracker.
No, there was more than one, Neil.
Bro.
That was just one of them. He killed the others and all. Karate chops and everything.
Jesus.
Drop kicks to the face. Absolute shit. But Neil, can you do a drum roll? That sounds more like a drill.
Oh.
Do a drum roll. But the winner of the first ever Horror Shit Title Award goes to The Exorcist Believer. The Exorcist Believer, for me, I wouldn't even give it 1 out of 10.
That bad.
That bad. The Exorcist from the 70s, absolutely phenomenal film. Even though it doesn't stand up to the test of time today because obviously special effects and all that, and people don't think it's as scary now as it was back then. But it's still, you watch it and you think, Jesus Christ, that is quite shocking. This pile of shit was pathetic. Garbage. I don't even want to, like I say, I had sleepless nights over this one as well. So I'm just going to wrap it up and say, this year's winner of the worst Horror Shit Title Award goes to The Exorcist Believer. Don't touch it with barge ball. But just my opinion, Neil. Just my opinion.
Don't bring it from Scare Man as well.
Where did that come from?
Did they, wait?
What the Exorcist? Oh, we did, yeah. Oh, we did, and even that was shit and all. We went to the Universal Horror Nights in Universal, and we went in the Exorcist Believer Scare Maze, and that was shit and all, right?
It was very
Went 2 hour queue, and it was fucking crap.
It was shit.
So, Neil,
Anyway,
on that bombshell right there,
yeah.
do you have any last words?
I've got no last words, but hopefully this year will be a good year. Hopefully, you know, it can't be any worse than the last 5, John. You know.
Yeah.
But hopefully,
Keep your chins up, kid.
Fingers crossed.
Keep them chins up. You'll be all right this year, 2024.
It'll be a better year.
Yeah, it will be. Trust me.
Hopefully.
I can see it's in the stars, Neil.
Said that the last 5 years, John.
I know, yeah. It's also the year of the John. I've said that for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is episode 18, DUN, done. Now, if you've got this far, you will do for us. I can tell you that. Do us a favour, tell your friends, leave some comments if you want. We know you don't have to, but you can do if you want. We're not really bothered anymore. As long as you listen and give us a thumbs up or anything like that, or share it around, you will do for us. Now, Neil.
We do like the comments now, John.
Do you think we need a new saying to end the show?
Like what, John?
I don't know. Do we need a new saying?
No, I think this saying's fantastic. You don't want to forget it. I've even got it on my t-shirt.
This is very true. Very true indeed. By the way, I just want to quickly mention that we had some nice Christmas presents of our good friend, Alan Michael Wyman and Rachel Elwood. We had a nice picture, which is sat there not on the bar, Neil, up there in the corner.
I like the one of me with the ginger hair.
Yeah, that's Chucky, Neil.
That is.
Yeah, that's Chucky. And I had a nice Dawn of the Dead t-shirt. I was going to wear it tonight, but it's in the wash because I wore it yesterday. And Neil, you had a t-shirt as well,
Lost Boy.
The young ones.
The young ones,
the young ones, yeah.
Thank you very much.
It was absolutely fantastic. Anybody want to send us gifts, they're always welcome.
Yeah.
And if you want to send us some beer for the Paranormal Arms, that is also welcome as well.
But I'll tell you what, you pair have got to come with us on the best. Just for us to say thank you, John.
Neil, I'm sorry about this, people, but I've told Neil 4 times that we're going over to where they live, and we're going to take them out for a nice meal and a pint.
You've never told me this.
I have.
I'm my baby's live drop down dead now.
You don't listen to a word I bloody say.
What was that?
Anyway, we have a saying what we say at the end of every episode. So we go something like this. To all you ghost catchers out there, to all you cryptid stalkers, or you alien twitchers, or you horror junkies, if you are out this weekend and you don't get any bloody spirits, just do what we do, Neil. What do we do, kid? What do we do?
Yes.
Yes.
Drink them instead.
We drink them instead.
There's definitely vodka in there.
And this is a Jack Daniel's honey with a splosh of Coke. So there you go, people. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in 2. And we're just going to play out some nice, scaredy music. Have some of this.